The galaxy had long forgotten about humanity. To most in the Galactic Empire, they were nothing more than a footnote in the annals of conquest, a primitive species that had dared to challenge the Empire and pay the ultimate price. Earth was burned, its people slaughtered, and the Empire moved on, adding new worlds and species to its ever-growing dominion. To the rulers of the Empire, the human race had been eradicated, and with it, the last of the resistance that had once stood against their reign. But strange reports had begun trickling in from the outer territories. It started small. Isolated outposts going silent, communications disrupted, supply convoys disappearing without a trace. The Empire's vast bureaucracy was slow to react, dismissing these incidents as pirate attacks or natural disasters. Yet whispers circulated among the military, whispers that spoke of something far more dangerous than any raider or rebellion. One name echoed through these hushed conversations. Humanity Commander Varen a rising star within the Imperial fleet, was one of the first to receive the reports. Sitting at the helm of his cruiser, he read through the latest dispatches with growing unease. Varen had never been one to believe in ghost stories, but the consistency of these attacks, their precision, and the eerie lack of survivors gnawed at his instincts. The reports were always the same. Entire outposts wiped clean, as though they had never existed, not a single transmission before the final silence. Ships found floating adrift, their crews missing or dead, with no sign of struggle or enemy boarding. And then, in the latest report, a chilling new detail, a message found carved into the hull of an Imperial battleship. "We have not forgotten." The message sent shivers down Varen's spine. The human race was supposed to be extinct, wiped out in the final days of the Terra conflict more than 70 years ago. Varen had studied that war in the Imperial Academy, reading about how humanity's final bastion, Earth, had been reduced to ash by the Empire's forces. He had been taught that the humans were a savage, stubborn species, unwilling to bend the knee to a superior power, choosing instead to die in defiance. Still, something in the back of Varen's mind whispered that the humans had never been truly defeated. There had always been rumors, stories passed down among soldiers, that a small fleet of human ships had escaped the carnage. Most dismissed them as myths, nothing more than fanciful tales told by soldiers to pass the time. But now, Varen was no longer sure. "Commander, orders from High Command," said a voice behind him, pulling him from his thoughts. His second-in-command, Lieutenant Corvin handed him a datapad. Varen took the pad and scanned it quickly. The orders were direct. Investigate the attacks in the Outer Rim and report back. High Command was finally taking notice, though they had yet to fully understand the threat. To them, this was a routine investigation, some minor annoyance that needed to be handled before it could cause embarrassment. Varen, however, sensed something more. "I want the fleet prepped," Varen said, his voice calm but commanding. "We leave for the Outer Rim within the hour." Corvin nodded and left the bridge to relay the order, leaving Varen alone with his thoughts. He stood at the viewport, staring out into the void. If this was truly the work of the last remnants of humanity, Varen needed to know what they had become in the decades since their supposed extinction, and more importantly, how they had managed to stay hidden from the Empire for so long. Far across the galaxy, on the fringes of Imperial space, Captain Lucian stood on the bridge of his ship, the Retribution ***. His eyes gleamed as he watched the burning wreckage of an Imperial outpost fade into the blackness of space. It was a small victory, a mere taste of what was to come. He had waited years for this moment, preparing in the shadows, watching the Empire grow fat and complacent. "We're just getting started," Lucian said quietly, his voice filled with grim determination. Humanity had not been destroyed. They had survived. And now, they were coming for revenge. ***Cliffhanger. Asterisk asterisk, a secret message from Lucian's fleet reaches Varen's command. We have not forgotten. Your time is coming. Deep in the uncharted fringes of the galaxy, far from the eyes of the Galactic Empire, humanity had not only survived, they had evolved. On board the asterisk asterisk Retribution asterisk asterisk, the flagship of the newly formed human fleet, Captain asterisk asterisk Lucian asterisk asterisk stood over a holomap, his cold gaze studying the Empire's outer territories. To him, the galaxy wasn't just vast, it was a battlefield. Each planet, each star system was a potential target in a war that had only just begun. Lucian had been a boy when Earth burned. He still remembered the sight of the Empire's ships blotting out the sky, the cities falling into ruin, and the deafening silence that followed. The human race had fought bravely, but they had been outmatched by the Empire's superior numbers and firepower. In those final moments, before Earth was turned to ash, a small fleet of human ships escaped into the unknown. Lucian's family had not been so lucky. His mother, his brother, everyone he had ever known, gone. The years in hiding had hardened him. No longer was he the scared child fleeing the destruction of his home. Now, he was the leader of a people reborn in the darkness of exile, determined to reclaim their honor and destroy the empire that had sought to annihilate them. Captain, said asterisk asterisk Saren asterisk asterisk, his second in command, as she approached. She was a stark contrast to Lucian, calm, methodical, and more than anything, a voice of reason in the sea of rage that fueled their rebellion. Her loyalty was unwavering, but even she questioned the growing intensity of their campaign. The strike on the outer outposts went as planned, Saren reported, though her voice carried an undertone of concern. But the Empire is reacting faster than we expected. Commander Varen has been sent to investigate. Lucian's expression didn't change. Let them come, he said quietly. It will make the final reckoning all the sweeter. Saren sighed, leaning over the holomap. I understand the need for these attacks. We've been careful, hitting only strategic targets, but if we push too hard, too fast, they'll bring their full military might against us. We're not ready for an open war. Lucian's eyes narrowed as he regarded her. There is no ready, Saren. We've spent decades in the shadows, scavenging, building, hiding. The Empire already showed us what happens when we wait for the right moment. There is no right moment. It's us or them. And I intend to make sure it's them. Saren met his gaze with steady resolve. And what if we burn ourselves out before we reach them? We have limited resources, Lucian. We're fighting an empire. They have hundreds of worlds and trillions of citizens. Lucian straightened, his voice lowering. They have numbers. But we have something they don't. Righteous fury. They killed our world. They thought they had ended our existence. Now, we are their worst nightmare. And with every strike, every Imperial soldier that we send back in pieces, their grip on the galaxy weakens. Saren knew better than to press further. Lucian's thirst for vengeance had driven them this far. But it wasn't just revenge that concerned her, it was the price of it. Lucian was focused on one thing, destroying the Empire at all costs. What would become of them afterward, if they even survived, seemed irrelevant to him. Just don't lose sight of why we fight, Saren said finally, her voice softening. This isn't just about revenge. It's about survival. Lucian's expression softened, if only for a moment. Survival isn't enough, he replied. We don't just survive. We rise. We rebuild. And we remind the galaxy that humanity is more than a memory. At that moment, Kano their communications officer, interrupted. Captain, we've received a response to our latest transmission. Lucian raised an eyebrow. From the Empire. Kano nodded. It's from Commander Varen's fleet. They're coming to investigate the outer territories. Lucian allowed himself a thin smile. The Empire was taking the bait. Good, he said. Let them come. We'll show them just how much we've learned in the shadows. He turned back to Saren. Prepare the fleet. Varen won't know what hit him. Saren gave a curt nod and left the bridge to carry out the orders. Lucian stood alone, gazing at the star map. The time had come to begin the next phase of their plan. The Empire had underestimated them before, and they would do so again. But this time, there would be no escape for the Galactic Empire. For too long, humanity had hidden in the darkness, but now they were emerging, stronger than ever. And soon, the Empire would learn a truth they had long since forgotten. Humanity never dies. It only waits. Cliffhanger. The human fleet prepares to launch a trap for Varen's forces as Lucian sets his sights on a much larger target. The heart of the Empire itself. Commander Varen stood on the bridge of the Imperator his flagship, as it glided silently through the darkness of space. His fleet, comprised of a dozen ships, moved in tight formation as they approached the outer rim outpost of Valinine the last known site of human activity. The atmosphere aboard his ship was tense, his crew on high alert. Varen knew this mission was far from routine. The reports didn't exaggerate, Varen muttered, watching the desolate planet grow larger on the viewport. This place is dead. No signs of life or communication. Whatever hit it hard. His second-in-command, Lieutenant Corvin stepped up beside him. Do you think it's really them? The humans. Varen's expression darkened. He had no proof, only the chilling message carved into the hulls of the destroyed Imperial ships. But his instincts told him this was no ordinary rebel force. Who else would have the audacity to strike at the Empire like this? It fits their pattern. Surgical, precise. They hit our outposts in isolated sectors, disrupt supply lines, and disappear before we can react. Corvin frowned. But how could they have survived? Earth was wiped out. They were extinct. Clearly, we missed something, Varen interrupted. We didn't finish the job. And now they've come back. As Varen continued to watch the empty void around the planet, a sense of unease crept into his thoughts. Something felt off. The humans had been hitting Imperial targets hard, but this outpost was untouched. No wreckage, no debris. It was too quiet. Open a wide-spectrum scan of the area, Varen ordered, suspicion prickling at the back of his mind. The communications officer quickly complied. Sir, I'm detecting something. It's faint, but there's an anomaly behind the planet's moon. No heat signatures, but something is out there. Varen's eyes narrowed. He had read enough battle reports from the old Terra conflict to know that the humans were experts at guerrilla tactics. They thrived in asymmetrical warfare, using hit-and-run attacks to cripple larger forces. If they were hiding behind the moon, waiting to ambush his fleet, he wasn't going to walk into their trap. Full battle stations, Varen commanded. Raise shields and prepare to engage. Send a probe behind the moon. I want a full scan. Before the probe could be launched, the bridge lights flickered. Then came the first wave, an electromagnetic pulse that surged through Varen's fleet, momentarily disrupting their systems. It was a classic human tactic. Disable, then strike. They're here, Corvin shouted as alarms blared across the ship. Varen watched in grim silence as the holomap lit up with red markers. Dozens of ships emerged from behind the moon, materializing out of the darkness. The human fleet wasn't large, but it was fast and agile. Their ships were sleek, black as the void, designed to evade detection and blend into the shadows of space. Lucian had waited until Varen's ships were within striking range. Now, the trap was sprung. All ships, return fire, Varen barked. Form a defensive perimeter. Don't let them scatter us. The Retribution led the charge, its cannons unleashing devastating volleys into the heart of Varen's fleet. Lucian watched from his command chair, his face calm and cold. The human ships darted through the Imperial formations like predators, targeting weak points in the larger ships' defenses. The Imperial cruisers, though powerful, struggled to keep up with the speed and maneuverability of the human fleet. On board the Retribution, Saren stood by Lucian's side, her face tense. "We're outnumbered," she warned. "If they regroup, we won't stand a chance in a prolonged fight." Lucian's lips twitched into a grim smile. "We won't give them that chance. This is a message, not a full engagement." As the battle raged, Varen's fleet tried to regain control, but they were too slow. The humans struck with terrifying precision, crippling the engines of 2 Imperial destroyers and leaving them dead in space. Explosions lit up the void, and Imperial ships listed, spewing fire and debris. Varen, aboard the Imperator gritted his teeth. "They're baiting us. We need tow." Before he could finish, another explosion rocked his ship. The bridge shook violently as Varen was thrown to the ground. Sparks flew from the consoles, and alarms screeched as damage reports flooded in. "Sir, our shields are failing," Corgan shouted. Varen pulled himself back to his feet, blood running down his forehead. His fleet was being torn apart. He had underestimated the humans, and now they were paying the price. But this wasn't just about survival. Varen needed to understand who he was dealing with. "Prepare the escape pods," he ordered grimly. "We're not done here." As the human fleet closed in for the kill, Lucian's voice came over the Imperial communications channel, his words cold and merciless. "Run back to your Emperor, Varen. Tell him humanity has returned. And this is only the beginning. Cliffhanger. Varen's escape pod is intercepted by a human ship. Lucian spares him with a chilling message. Tell your Emperor, we're just getting started." Commander Varen sat in the dimly lit escape pod, the only sound coming from the soft hum of its engines as it drifted through the blackness of space. His escape from the battle had been narrow. His flagship, the Imperator was a flaming wreck, torn apart by the relentless precision of the human fleet. His crew, those who survived the initial onslaught, had been forced to abandon ship. But now, something far more chilling occupied his mind. The humans had let him live. Moments after jettisoning from the Imperator, his escape pod had been intercepted by one of the human ships. Instead of being captured or obliterated, the humans sent him back with a message. A clear sign that this war, whatever it was, wasn't just about destruction. It was about something much deeper, something personal. "Tell your Emperor we're just getting started," Lucian's cold voice echoed in his memory. The message was clear. This wasn't just an isolated insurgency. This was a full-scale rebellion, calculated and deliberate. The humans didn't want to destroy the Empire piece by piece. They wanted it to know who was coming for it, and why. Varen tightened his grip on the seat as his escape pod was picked up by the Imperial retrieval team, the ship shuddering slightly as it docked. The Imperial transport's bay doors slid open, and a squad of Marines rushed in to escort him out. "Commander Varen," a Marine captain said as Varen disembarked, his voice thick with concern. "We've received reports of the battle. You're one of the only survivors." Varen wiped the dried blood from his forehead and nodded grimly. "The humans," he muttered, still trying to make sense of what had just transpired. "They're not the enemy we thought they were. They're far more dangerous now." As Varen walked toward the command deck of the transport, he couldn't help but replay the battle in his mind. His fleet, one of the most experienced in the Outer Rim, had been obliterated in minutes, and the humans hadn't simply overwhelmed them with brute force. They had surgically dismantled his defenses with precision and skill. This was no ordinary rebel force. These humans had learned from their defeat decades ago. They had become something else entirely. On the other side of the galaxy, Lucian stood on the bridge of the Retribution watching the remnants of Varen's fleet retreat. The battle had been a resounding success, but Lucian's expression remained cold, his gaze fixed on the view outside. Saren approached cautiously, still feeling the adrenaline of battle coursing through her veins. "We crippled their fleet, Captain. They won't be able to recover from this easily. We've sent a message the Empire won't forget." Lucian nodded, but there was no satisfaction in his eyes. "A message is only the beginning, Saren. The Empire is vast, and this was one fleet. They'll send more, larger, more powerful fleets. We need to stay ahead of them if we want any chance of taking down the heart of the Empire." Saren frowned. "Lucian, you took a big risk letting Varen live. He's going to report everything he saw back to High Command. They'll know how we fight. They'll be prepared." Lucian turned to face her, his eyes filled with a calm fury. "I want them to be prepared. I want them to know exactly who they're up against. When they come at us with everything they have, we'll be ready. And when they fall, it won't just be because we outmaneuvered them. It will be because we made them afraid." Saren hesitated, sensing the depth of Lucian's plan. He wasn't just fighting a war of tactics. He was fighting a war of perception. By allowing Varen to return, Lucian was sending a message of terror, a reminder that humanity, long thought extinct, had returned with a vengeance, and they weren't hiding in the shadows anymore. But there was something deeper in Lucian's mind, something he had yet to reveal to anyone, even Saren. The Empire's destruction was only part of the plan. He had spent decades preparing for this moment, forging alliances with other alien races that had suffered under the Empire's brutal rule. Humanity wasn't just seeking revenge for Earth, they were leading a galaxy-wide insurrection. As the Retribution moved through space, Lucian activated a hologram of the Imperial capital, the heart of their enemy's power. His hand hovered over the glowing image, fingers curling into a fist. "This isn't just about them knowing we've returned," Lucian said quietly. "It's about tearing down the very foundation of their empire." Back aboard the Imperial transport, Varen sat alone in his quarters, his mind racing. The humans weren't the broken survivors he had expected. They were something far worse, an enemy that had grown stronger in the dark, an enemy that now sought to burn the Empire to the ground. Cliffhanger. Varen sends an urgent report to the Emperor, warning of the true scope of the human threat. Meanwhile, Lucian prepares for the next phase of his plan. A coordinated strike at the Empire's key military installations across multiple sectors. The Imperial capital, Imperius Prime, gleamed like a jewel amidst the stars, a testament to the Empire's power and reach. Its towering spires and glittering cities were visible even from space, a stark contrast to the destruction and chaos unfolding in the outer territories. Deep within the heart of the capital, in the vast marble halls of the Imperial Palace the Emperor himself received Varen's report. Seated on a raised throne, Emperor Valerius a man of immense presence despite his age, listened with growing disbelief as the holographic image of Varen stood before him. The commander looked disheveled and pale, a man who had faced something far beyond his understanding. "They call themselves the Retribution," Varen said, his voice filled with frustration and a hint of fear. "The humans. They've returned, Your Majesty. They've rebuilt, somehow. Their ships, their tactics, they're nothing like what we faced in the Terra conflict. They're more advanced, more organized, and they're vengeful." The Emperor's eyes narrowed as he leaned forward in his throne. His advisors, generals and senators stood in a circle around him, exchanging uneasy glances. For decades, the Empire had assumed that humanity was nothing more than a ghost, a memory of a species long since erased. Yet here was one of their finest commanders, reporting the unthinkable, that humanity had survived, and they were now striking back. "They ambushed my fleet," Varen continued, swallowing hard. "I barely escaped with my life. They spared me, Your Majesty. sent me back with a message. A message. Valerius repeated, his voice cold and steely. Varen nodded. They want us to know they're coming for us. They didn't just destroy our ships. They dismantled them, tore through our defenses like they'd been planning this for years. The Emperor's fingers tightened on the arms of his throne. For all his reign, Valerius had ruled with an iron grip, expanding the Empire's reach to the farthest corners of the galaxy. The eradication of humanity had been one of his father's crowning achievements, a symbol of the Empire's unstoppable might. And now, it seemed, that legacy was crumbling. How many ships? Valerius asked, his voice cold. We encountered a small fleet, Varen replied. But their numbers are growing. I believe this is only the beginning. They're not just attacking randomly. They're targeting key outposts, disrupting our supply lines, and weakening us for something larger. The Emperor rose from his throne, his long robes trailing behind him as he approached the hologram. You say they spared you. Why? Varen hesitated. They wanted me to deliver a warning. Humanity is back, and they intend to take down the Empire, piece by piece. For a long moment, silence filled the grand hall. The Emperor's advisors shifted uneasily, whispering amongst themselves. A species they had dismissed as extinct was now threatening the very heart of the Empire. The implications were staggering. But Emperor Valerius was not a man who allowed fear to show. He straightened, his expression hardening into one of resolve. They believe they can challenge us again, after we crushed them once. Varen swallowed. Your Majesty, they've grown more dangerous than before. We underestimated them. Valerius raised a hand, silencing him. We will not make that mistake again. He turned to his assembled generals. Prepare the full might of the Imperial fleet. Mobilize every available ship and deploy them to the Outer Rim. I want these humans eradicated. This time, for good. We'll show them what happens to those who defy the Empire. The Emperor's words carried a chilling finality. The Galactic Empire, with its seemingly endless resources and unshakable authority, would now bring its wrath to bear on the remnants of humanity. But Varen, standing alone in the hologram, felt a knot of dread forming in his chest. The humans weren't the same desperate survivors from 70 years ago. They had learned, adapted, and evolved. They didn't just want to survive this time. They wanted revenge. Meanwhile, aboard the Retribution Captain Lucian stood before his crew, watching as the fleet gathered in preparation for the next phase of their campaign. They had struck a heavy blow to Varen's forces, but Lucian knew it was only the beginning. We've made our move, Lucian said, his voice carrying across the bridge. The Empire knows we're coming. They'll send their full force against us, but they'll do so on our terms. They think they can wipe us out like they did before. Saren stepped forward, her eyes narrowing. What's next? The Emperor will surely send reinforcements. Lucian's lips curled into a grim smile. That's exactly what we want. The moment the Empire overcomes, we'll strike where they least expect it, right at the heart of their military power. He pointed to the holomap, which displayed the massive Imperial fleet amassing on the Outer Rim. They think we're just a rogue force, a nuisance. Let them believe it. We'll draw them out, and when they're overextended, we'll deliver the killing blow. Saren nodded, though a flicker of concern crossed her face. And if they overwhelm us? Lucian's gaze darkened. They won't. By the time they realize what we're truly capable of, it'll be too late. Cliffhanger. As the Imperial fleet prepares to mobilize, Lucian receives intelligence that the Emperor himself may be moving to oversee the coming battle, a chance to strike at the very head of the Empire. The Imperial War Council convened in the heart of the Emperor's palace, an imposing structure that radiated power and authority. The room was filled with the Empire's highest-ranking generals and admirals, all gathered around a massive holographic display that showed the Outer Rim and the latest human attacks. Emperor Valerius stood at the head of the table, his expression unreadable as he listened to his military advisors debate their next move. "They're striking with unprecedented coordination," General Marcus Thanis said, pointing at a cluster of Imperial outposts that had gone dark. "We've lost 3 supply lines in the past week. Our forces are stretched thin, and if we don't regroup, they'll cut us off entirely from the rim." Regroup. Admiral Taran Valos scoffed. "We should press forward with overwhelming force. Send our fleet to crush them in one decisive blow before they can destabilize us any further." The Emperor remained silent, his eyes fixed on the holomap, considering the weight of their words. Varen's report still lingered in his mind. The gravity of the human resurgence, a dangerous threat that could not be ignored. The humans weren't just disrupting the Empire's operations. They were forcing it to overreact, stretching its resources too thin. A faint smile tugged at the corner of his mouth. "They want us to overcommit," Valerius said at last, his deep voice silencing the room. "They want us to send everything we have against them, to leave our core undefended while we chase their phantom fleet across the outer rim." Marcus frowned. "What do you suggest, Your Majesty?" The Emperor's cold eyes narrowed. "I suggest we play their game, but on our terms. We will send the fleet to the outer rim, as they expect, but it will not be our full strength. I will personally oversee the defense of the core systems. Let the humans believe they are winning. When they move to strike at our heart, we will crush them." The room erupted in murmurs, but no one dared challenge the Emperor's plan. Valerius had led the Empire to dominance for decades, and his judgment was beyond reproach. Yet, deep down, a seed of doubt had been planted. These humans weren't like the rebels they'd faced before. They were methodical, and they wanted revenge. That made them dangerous. Far across the galaxy, aboard the Retribution ***, Lucian stood before his gathered officers in the war room, the soft glow of the holographic map illuminating their faces. Every eye was fixed on him, waiting for the next move. "The Empire is preparing for a massive deployment," Lucian said, gesturing to the data they had intercepted. "They think they can outmaneuver us, draw us into a direct confrontation where their numbers will overwhelm us. But we're not playing by their rules." Saren, standing at Lucian's side, studied the map carefully. "They'll expect us to keep hitting their outposts. If they think we're focused on the outer rim, they'll try to protect their supply lines and secure the rim territories. But they'll leave their core systems vulnerable." Lucian nodded. "Exactly. That's where we strike. While their fleets are deployed at the edges, we'll take the fight straight to their heart, the Imperial capital itself." The officers exchanged uneasy glances. To strike at Imperius Prime, the very center of the Empire, was a bold, almost reckless plan. But Lucian's reputation for precision and cold calculation reassured them. He wouldn't suggest it unless there was a chance of success. Saren voiced the unspoken concern. "Imperius Prime is the most heavily fortified planet in the galaxy. Even with the bulk of their fleet at the rim, we'll face a defensive network that could tear us apart before we even land." Lucian's eyes gleamed with determination. "That's why we won't be attacking with brute force. We're going to exploit the Empire's arrogance. The Emperor thinks we're still the broken remnants of humanity, desperate and cornered. He'll never see this coming." Lucian tapped a control on the holomap, zooming in on a series of covered supply lines and secret military installations spread throughout the core systems. "Our allies have been working in the shadows for years, building connections, gathering intelligence. The Empire is rotting from the inside out. We'll use their own weaknesses against them." He turned to face his crew, his voice low and dangerous. "The Empire destroyed our home, massacred our people, and thought we were nothing more than a memory. Now, we'll remind them what happens when you push humanity too far." Meanwhile, on Imperius Prime ***, the Emperor paced in his private chambers, deep in thought. The growing insurgency in the outer rim gnawed at him. He had seen rebellions before, but this was different. The humans fought with a purpose, a relentless drive that he hadn't anticipated. Suddenly, his private comlink blinked. A shadowy figure appeared on the holodisplay, the voice distorted but familiar. "Your Majesty, there's been movement in the core systems. Minor disruptions, but it could be a precursor to something larger." The Emperor's eyes darkened. "Are the humans that bold to strike here at the heart of the Empire?" The figure hesitated. "There are rumors, whispers among the noble houses. Dissension is growing. If the humans strike and rally others to their cause, they won't have the chance." Valerius snapped, his face hardening. "I will not allow the core systems to fall into chaos. Deploy the palace guard and tighten security. The humans think they can outplay us, but I will crush them with my own hands if necessary." Cliffhanger. As the Empire fortifies its core, Lucian's secret plan to infiltrate the imperial capital moves into motion. The human forces are preparing for their boldest strike yet, an assassination attempt on the Emperor himself. Imperius Prime stood as the crown jewel of the Galactic Empire, its capital city a sprawling metropolis of towering spires, gleaming marble, and the cold efficiency of imperial rule. Every street was patrolled by soldiers, every citizen carefully monitored, and every corridor within the imperial palace heavily guarded. To even think of launching an attack on such a fortress was madness. Yet aboard the Retribution Lucian's crew prepared for exactly that. "Everything is in place," Saren said, reviewing the final data on the mission. "Our agents inside the core systems have confirmed that the Emperor himself is overseeing the defense of Imperius Prime. The palace guard has been doubled, but they won't expect an attack on this scale." Lucian stood at the central table, arms crossed, his icy gaze fixed on the tactical holomap of the imperial capital. "They'll be focused on reinforcing their outer defenses. The Emperor believes we're still distracted by the outer rim. That's his greatest weakness. He's too proud to see the knife aimed at his heart." Saren tapped a command on the console, highlighting key points within the palace. "We've identified a vulnerability in their security network. Our operatives in the capital have arranged for a covert infiltration team to breach the palace's lower levels. Once inside, we'll disable the security systems and clear a path straight to the Emperor's chambers." Lucian's eyes glinted with anticipation. This isn't just about taking down the Emperor. When his empire sees that even their most powerful leader can be reached, can be killed, their fear will spread like wildfire. The Empire thrives on control, but we're going to show them that no one is untouchable. On Imperius Prime the mood in the Imperial Palace was tense. Soldiers marched in perfect formation, their footsteps echoing through the grand halls. Deep within the palace, the Emperor paced in his war room, overseeing the latest reports from the Outer Rim. He had sent the majority of his forces to crush the human insurgency, but something still gnawed at him. He couldn't shake the feeling that something was off. Varen's report about the humans' growing strength had unnerved him more than he cared to admit. He knew they were planning something bigger, something that went beyond mere skirmishes. But what? A soft chime interrupted his thoughts, and a shadowy figure appeared in the holodisplay once more. The Emperor's secret intelligence agent, his eyes and ears within the most guarded sectors of the galaxy. "Your Majesty," the figure said, voice distorted, "there has been unusual activity within the core systems. Minor disruptions, but they seem coordinated. It could be an early stage of something larger." Valerius scowled. "The humans wouldn't dare strike at the core. Not with our fleet crushing them at the rim." The figure paused. "It's possible they're bolder than we expected. I advise caution." The Emperor's anger flared. "They will not set foot on this planet. They may think they can defy the Empire, but they have forgotten who they're dealing with. I will ensure their destruction myself." But even as he spoke, the feeling of unease deepened. His empire was vast, but his enemies seemed to be everywhere. Far beneath the imperial palace, A small team of black-clad figures moved through the narrow maintenance tunnels, their movements precise and silent. The leader, a grizzled human veteran named Ronan paused at a security console and signaled for his team to halt. He quickly disabled the surveillance grid, his fingers flying across the controls. "We're in," Ronan whispered into his comm. "Proceeding as planned." Lucian's voice crackled through the earpiece. "Good. Keep it clean and quiet. The palace guard is on high alert. We don't want them to know we're here until it's too late." The infiltration team moved swiftly, bypassing layers of security as they descended deeper into the palace's inner sanctum. Every step brought them closer to their target, Emperor Valerius. Ronan's heart pounded in his chest, but his mind remained clear. This was the moment humanity had been waiting for, the chance to deliver a blow so devastating that the Empire would never recover. The Emperor's death would be the spark that ignited a galaxy-wide rebellion. Up in the palace's grand throne room, Emperor Valerius stood before his advisors, the air thick with tension. Reports continued to pour in about the human attacks on the outer rim, but Valerius' instincts told him the real danger was closer. He turned to one of his generals. "Double the guard around the palace," he ordered, "and prepare the capital's defenses for any." Before he could finish, the lights flickered. Then, in a single chilling moment, the entire palace was plunged into darkness. Alarms blared, and soldiers scrambled into action, but the Emperor's face remained calm, his eyes narrowing in suspicion. He knew what this meant. The humans were here. "Seal the throne room," he commanded, his voice echoing through the chaos. "They will not take me so easily." Deep in the palace, Ronan and his team moved swiftly through the shadows, disabling the last of the internal defenses. The blackout had given them the perfect opportunity to strike, and now the path to the Emperor's chambers was clear. As they approached the grand doors of the throne room, Ronan's heart raced. This was it, the moment they had all been waiting for. Lucian's voice crackled through the comm. "Remember, this is more than just an assassination. The galaxy is watching. Make every moment count." Ronan nodded grimly. "For Earth. For humanity." He signaled to his team, and they began to breach the final barrier, their weapons ready. Cliffhanger. As Ronan's team breaches the throne room, Emperor Valerius stands ready for a final confrontation. The fate of the galaxy rests on this decisive encounter. Will humanity's revenge be complete, or does the Emperor have one last trick up his sleeve? Part 8. The Final Confrontation ****. The throne room of Imperius Prime was a magnificent spectacle, with its towering columns and intricate mosaics depicting the Empire's glory. But the atmosphere was thick with tension as Emperor Valerius stood at the far end, poised and unyielding, his sharp gaze fixed on the doors as they creaked open. Ronan and his team surged into the room, weapons raised, ready for anything. But Valerius remained calm, exuding an aura of control that sent a ripple of uncertainty through the infiltrators. This was no ordinary target. This was the Emperor, the embodiment of imperial power. "Your audacity is impressive," Valerius said, his voice steady, echoing off the ornate walls. "But you are fools to think you could breach my sanctum so easily." Ronan stepped forward, his grip tightening on his weapon. "We're here to end your reign, Valerius. You've killed too many of us, and this is our chance to show you that humanity will not be extinguished." The Emperor chuckled darkly, a sound that echoed with menace. "You believe you've come to deliver justice. Look around you. You're outnumbered, outgunned, and soon you will be out of time." Before Ronan could respond, a squad of palace guards burst into the throne room, weapons raised and ready to defend their emperor. The infiltrators found themselves surrounded, the odds stacked against them. "Hold your fire," Valerius commanded, raising a hand. "I want them to speak. I want to hear their last words before they perish." Ronan exchanged glances with his team, panic rising, but he refused to falter. You think you can intimidate us? We came to show you that you can be touched. Your empire is built on the ashes of our people, and we're not afraid of you." Valerius stepped down from his elevated platform, approaching Ronan with a predatory grace. "Brave words for a dying breed. But you misunderstand your position. The empire thrives on fear and power, and you are nothing but a shadow of what you once were." With a swift motion, Valerius raised his hand, signaling his guards to step back. "Let's entertain this folly. Let them speak their piece before I reduce them to nothing more than a memory." Saren, who had positioned herself behind Ronan, took a deep breath and stepped forward, her voice clear and unwavering. "We're not just here for revenge. We're here for the future. Your empire is crumbling under its own weight, and you can't control everything forever. The people are rising, and this time, they won't be silenced." Valerius smirked, shaking his head. "You think you can lead a revolution? Your kind is weak, easily manipulated. I've seen it before. No, what you're doing is nothing but a last gasp before the inevitable." In that moment, a sudden noise erupted from the rear of the throne room. A commotion erupted as guards scrambled, distracted by an unseen threat. Valerius turned, eyes widening, as an explosion rocked the entrance, sending debris flying. Ronan seized the opportunity. "Now," he shouted. Chaos erupted as the remaining guards scrambled for their weapons, confusion spreading like wildfire. With expert precision, Ronan and his team took action, engaging in a desperate firefight. Valerius, regaining his composure, reached for a hidden weapon beneath his robe, a sleek sidearm glinting with deadly intent. "You will regret this, humans," he shouted, firing into the fray. Ronan ducked just in time, his heart racing as he maneuvered to cover. The stakes were higher than ever. The Emperor was just as dangerous as he'd feared. The battle raged on, blaster fire illuminating the throne room with flashes of bright energy. Ronan ducked behind a pillar, reloading his weapon as he saw one of his team members go down, a blaster shot ringing out too close to home. "Saren," he shouted, panic filling his voice. "We need to fall back and regroup." But Saren was already moving, her eyes locked on Valerius as he fought off attackers, firing with precision. She would not let this moment slip away. Gathering her courage, she charged toward the Emperor, dodging blaster fire as she went. "This is for Earth," she yelled, aiming her weapon at Valerius. The Emperor, seeing her approach, grinned. "Foolish girl, you think you can kill me. I am the Empire." Just as Saren was about to pull the trigger, a burst of energy erupted from a nearby wall as more of Lucian's operatives flooded into the throne room, taking advantage of the chaos. They overwhelmed the remaining guards, creating a path straight to Valerius. Ronan joined Saren, and together, they aimed their weapons at the Emperor, who was now cornered. "This ends now, Valerius," Ronan said, his voice steady despite the chaos around them. Valerius' expression twisted with rage and defiance. "You may kill me, but the Empire will never die. It will rise from my ashes, and your pathetic insurrection will be crushed." "You underestimate humanity," Saren replied, her finger hovering over the trigger. "We are not what you remember. We are stronger now, more united than ever. Today, we reclaim our future." In a final, desperate moment, as Valerius prepared to launch a counterattack, Ronan shouted, "For Earth," and pulled the trigger. The shot rang out, echoing through the throne room, a sound that would forever mark the turning point in history. Valerius staggered back, shock flashing across his face. Before he fell to the ground, the Emperor finally silenced. As the throne room fell silent, the remaining guards surrendered, realizing their leader was gone. The tide had turned. Humanity had struck at the heart of the Empire, and now the galaxy would feel the shockwaves of their vengeance. Ronan looked around at his team, the reality of their victory slowly settling in. The Empire had underestimated them, And now the spark of rebellion would ignite a fire that could not be extinguished. Lucian's voice crackled through the calm once more. This is just the beginning. The galaxy is watching. We have a chance to rebuild, to unite all the scattered remnants of humanity. We will make sure the Empire understands they cannot erase us. As Ronan and his team took a moment to process their victory, a new dawn began to break over the galaxy. A dawn fueled by hope, determination, and the relentless spirit of humanity rising once more. Cliffhanger. Outside the palace, the sounds of rebellion echoed across the city as citizens rose up against their oppressors, a movement born anew. The war for the galaxy had just begun, and humanity was ready to fight for its place among the stars.